Willie D Live.
What's up, family? Jeffrey Epstein died in prison while awaiting trial on child sex trafficking charges. But before he was killed, committed suicide? I guess before he died, Jeffrey had a psych observation conducted. And some of the points are glaring and may make you change your mind depending on what side of the fence you're on this. You know what? Let me just tell you some of the things that was revealed in this observation. When interviewed, Jeffrey said that he could not remember what happened to him in the SHU, Special Housing Unit. He had these rope impressions around his neck. He had marks around his neck, and he did not know how they got there. He said he didn't sleep but for 30 minutes for 5 days in the SHU, the Special Housing Unit, because it was so noisy. He also said that he experienced some anxiousness about going back because, again, he didn't know how these marks got on his neck. And he was afraid, and rightfully so, that if it happened once, it probably could happen again. He said he had an appetite and he was eating. He said that he was waking up every 1.5 hours. He stated he felt dehydrated because he was not drinking enough water, because he stated he felt that he was not given enough bathroom breaks while he was with his attorney. Medical was emailed with his complaint of feeling dehydrated. He said his lawyers and friends are all emotionally supportive. In regards to his current mental state at the time, he exhibited a neutral mood with a full range of effect. His speech was logical and coherent. There was no loosening of associations, circumstantial or irrelevant speech. Auditory and visual hallucinations were denied. There was no delusions, anything like that going on. He did not engage in any type of bizarre or inappropriate behavior. He denied having any type of suicidal tendencies. He said, his words, quote, "I am a coward." That's what he said, "I'm a coward." He added that, "I do not like pain," and he even does not like to give blood. He agreed to immediately let the staff know if he did feel any type of suicidal thoughts or he had any thoughts of harming somebody, he would let the staff know. So family, my question to you, does that sound like somebody who would commit suicide? Does that sound like somebody who is suicidal? I've been telling y'all from day one, billionaires do not kill themselves. Obviously, that's always a really, really rare situation where one might off themselves, right? Very, very rare. But we're talking about Jeffrey Epstein. Let's do a psychological profile. We're talking about a guy who has his own island, who is so comfortable violating little children that he have trophies of them all around posted in his office and throughout his home on the island. He has scrapbooks and notes, just pedophilia everywhere. Look, fam, the man was so bold with it. He had a plane named Lolita. That's how bold he was. Lolita, the nickname for Dolores Hayes, a fictional character who a book was written about way back in the day, 1955, right? This Russian-American novelist wrote wrote this book, and it was hugely successful. The book talked about this French professor who had this fascination with this young girl. I think she was 13 or something like that. She was very young, and he violated her, like sexually assaulted her and abused her and all this stuff. And the book sold out. The book is still very, very popular. It's a value book, basically. And it's super, super popular. This dude put on a plane in paint Lolita. How many federal authorities you think saw that? Right? How many members of law enforcement do you believe saw that? How many politicians saw it? You better believe that president saw it. We saw pictures of Trump and Bill Clinton on that plane. We saw Prince Andrew. We're not on a plane, but on that island. We saw Prince Andrew and other dignitaries. Yeah, on that island. So they knew. These are people who shape policy. They knew what was going on. And they did nothing. And this family is why I tell y'all all the time, these people are not serious about protecting victims of SA. They are not serious about punishing abusers. Oh, they are serious when they pick and choose, when they want to ruin somebody, when they want to get somebody out of the way. Yeah, they go hard. They go super hard. But for the most part, this country protects pedos. This country protects SA abusers. This country protects violators, predators. Yeah. That is why 95% of RAPE kits in evidence rooms all over America go untested every year. Now that's the truth for your ass. They really don't kill like that, fam. And you know, I'm just so, I get so offended when people really, when they do their little dog and pony show and they start talking about how important women are. I really get offended when some of you automatically just take their word. I really get offended by that. Because all you gotta do is look at the data. All you gotta do is just look. You ain't gotta look at no data. You can just look at how they operate. You can just look at the guy in the Oval Office. Just look at what happened with him. He's still being accused of SAing women. He just got accused in the Epstein files by a woman of SAing her. Yeah, he's still getting accused. He still got these cases popping up like LA fires. You know, remember during the riots, the LA fires? Yeah. He got SA cases popping up left and right, like LA fires during the 92 riots? 91, 92 riots? That's how bad it is, fam. They're not serious. They're not serious at all. And guess what else, fam? Epstein's brother, Mark, called in a tip to the FBI and said that he got word that Donald Trump, your president, put the hit out on Epstein. Yeah. He said Donald Trump is the one who's responsible for putting the hit on Jeffrey Epstein. Oh man, those Epstein files are out. I'm surprised that so much is being revealed. I would have thought, they spent all that time with those files, doctoring on them. I would have thought that they had covered all of those bases, but they didn't. They did not. And here's another base that they did not cover. During one of Doe's encounters with Epstein, he took her to Mar-a-Lago, where he introduced her to his owner, Donald J. Trump. Introducing 14-year-old Doe to Donald Trump, Epstein elbowed Trump playfully, asking him, referring to Doe, "This is a good one, right?" Trump smiled and nodded in agreement. They both chuckled, and Doe felt uncomfortable, but at the time was too young to understand why. That's an excerpt from the Epstein files. Now you know they overlooked that. I'm just wondering why they didn't just destroy the whole file. Because you know at one point they tried to act like they didn't know what a file was, right? They said the file, they didn't have the file, so it had been destroyed, somebody stole it or something, whatever. I wonder why they didn't just roll with that. Well, I'm just wondering why they didn't just destroy the whole files. They thought that they were slick and that they were going to be able to pick and choose and maybe, see, I think they overplayed their hand. I think that they were trying to catch Democrats. And while trying to catch Democrats, they overlooked a few things. And this is where we are now. They overlooked a few things and exposed themselves. That's what happened, I believe. Because there ain't no way this was supposed to get out there. But it's out there. And all of the files haven't even been released yet. Most of the files haven't been released yet. So if they overlook that, how much more is out there? We shall see. No more talk.